Thanks for watching NBC2 News Now, your 24-hour news station in Southwest Florida. I'm Andrea Hubble. Here are your top stories right now. For the first time ever, NBC2 is hearing from friends and family of 15-year-old Austin Duquette. He was hit by a Lee County deputy cruiser while riding his bike early Friday morning. Today, we learned Duquette died from his injuries. Tonight, NBC2 Trent Kelly spoke with Austin's family.
It was all upsetting and shocking. It's hard for everyone to believe.
For those who knew 15-year-old Austin Duquette of Cape Coral, the news that their friend and bandmate is suddenly gone still hasn't sunk in.
Out of all the people that it could have happened to, it just happened to be like one of my best friends.
The high school freshman was riding his bike to Mariner High School early Friday morning when he was hit by a Lee County Sheriff's deputy along Kismet Parkway, not far from his home. Duquette was airlifted to a hospital in Tampa for treatment, but died today.
We just became good friends.
14-year-old Brendan McCarthy first met Duquette in middle school. He says the two played in a band together and that Duquette would often bring his music to school.
He brought his ukulele and we were just walking around the track outside playing ukulele, and in like 5 minutes we had a huge crowd of 30 people just like following us.
He'd play and sing for everybody.
Axel Nieves was best friends with Duquette. The two would talk almost every day.
My friend texted me and said he got hurt real bad. And I thought he was joking at first.
Nieves put together this collage on Facebook to remember the best friend who touched many lives and was taken away far too soon.
Just how big of a heart he had for music and for everybody around him. He was really nice. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him a lot.
Duquette's family says they've decided to donate his organs. They're currently working on setting up a memorial service for their son. That service will be open to public. No date has been set yet. An elderly woman is recovering after being attacked walking to the bus stop. It happened just before 6 Saturday morning at the intersection of Palm Beach and Veronica Shoemaker Boulevards. Officers say 2 young people approached the woman, then beat her unconscious. They took her phone. She was rushed to the hospital with head trauma. A Naples man is arrested, accused of shooting and killing an alligator, but he says he lost his cool after reading a book. It's a story we first brought you last week. Now the book's author is opening up about the bizarre shooting. He's telling NBC2 Ty Russell he understands why the gunman got so upset.
I didn't expect my book would cause the death of an alligator, but somehow it did.
Jeff Wichelow is an author. One of his books got this Naples man heated. Niall Dubstep says he was so fired up he shot and killed an alligator.
Honestly, it's just an alligator. It's your land. It's your, I mean, that's basically what the book is saying.
Wichelow wrote What Happened to Ochopee. It's the story of how lawmakers and developers ruined a small community east of Everglades City.
And then you have people up in arms about one little 2-foot gator. They're everywhere.
Wichelow doesn't believe someone should face a felony charge for killing a gator on their own property. But last week, Dubstep told us he wished he never did it.
I regret I did it. It was sort of a, crime of passion or something like that.
The homeowner is choosing to stay off camera at least until his next court date, but he does tell me that gator wanted him as its next meal and something had to be done about it.
They're not people. Let's face it, animals are not people.
Dubstep says neighbors were feeding the animal, and it was hungry for much more the day it was killed.
You can't live your normal life, and it's just a shame it has to be like that.
Wichelow wants less government rules. He says if that was the case, his fan would not have to face a judge for protecting his own life. In Collier County, Ty Russell, NBC2.
Dubstep is out on bond. He'll be back in court next month. Collier County deputies say a Circle K employee was caught on surveillance stealing gift cards from his own job. It happened at the Circle K on Airport Pulling Road. Deputies say Carl Dory activated a $500 Visa gift card at work. He didn't pay for it, then used it to pay for a $300 gift card. Deputies say he claimed he was doing it to make sure the system was functioning properly. The Fort Myers Police Explorers are recruiting. The group hosted an open house. Anyone ages 14 to 21 looking for a future in law enforcement came to learn about the program. Right now, there are about 40 explorers. They each have a position just like real police department. They meet every Monday and do fitness training and take classes on law enforcement.
It's the closest you can get to law enforcement without being a police officer. And it is perfect for anybody that would want to be a police officer because we're around the police officers, we get to know them, and we get to learn our department.
On top of their Monday meetings, the Explorers ride along with the officers. Last year, the group completed more than 1,400 hours of community service. If you or your child would like to get involved, you can find more information on our website, NBC-2.com. Mini cars, bikes, and bars, all of those were involved in an effort to raise money for veterans here in Fort Myers. Operation Open Arms came complete with Rolling Stones cover band. Riders took 150 Mini Coopers and more than 200 Harleys out for the parade, then met back at the Tilted Kilt on US 41 for food and a silent auction.
Anytime you can support former military personnel is a big boost to the local community. You know, they gave everything for us, so we should give a little bit back to them.
The goal was to raise $50,000 for the veteran charity. Well, they came by the thousands chanting for justice. Crowds marched the streets of New York City Saturday. They're protesting the death of Eric Garner. He died after being held in a chokehold by an officer in July. Kristen Dahlgren shows us how moms and dads use today's march as a teaching moment.
No peace! No justice! No peace! The march started where Eric Garner died, his wife in tears as crowds grew into the thousands. Led by activist and MSNBC host the Reverend Al Sharpton, many chanted the last words of Eric Garner. I can't breathe! Garner died in July after being put in a chokehold by police. I can't breathe! For his family, today's march was personal.
He wasn't an aggressive guy. He wasn't evil. He wasn't disrespectful.
Marchers went past the district attorney's office, asking that officers involved in Garner's death be held accountable. But today's message seemed to stretch far beyond Staten Island.
Every time you see police is always shooting us down for no reason.
The NYPD brought in extra officers who were told to bring riot gear, but the crowd stayed peaceful.
And as you can see, when we do things together, it works out well.
We don't want no violence, because let's remember, it's not all the police officers that's bad.
For many, it was a teaching moment. Baraka Smith explained to his daughter this morning that Eric Garner was a father, just like him. What do you want her to learn?
Well, I want her to know that human beings their rights should be respected.
In the midst of what some say is a national crisis, today was about a community coming together in support.
My father is very proud right now. I know he's looking down.
Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News, New York.
Thanks for watching NBC2 News Now. I'm Andrea Hubble. Have a good morning.
Stay connected, on air, online, and on the go. Everywhere you are, count on NBC2.